Hello everybody, my name is David. Thank you for watching Crazy Narcissist Ex-Girlfriend. Today's video is about happiness. How to be happy. By the title, I should tell you, success. You need success. You can't strive for happiness, you have to be happy. But to be happy, you need success. So strive for success, guys. Biggest reason you're depressed right now is the biggest reason people are depressed. Number one reason, failed relationships. Okay? Failed relationships suck. They're horrible. We tend to judge ourselves and our lives by them. That's why we kind of tend to not take ownership and we say it's the other person's fault. You know, even when it is. I'm not saying it's not. It's just something that we tend to do. We don't want to be at fault. We don't want to fail, you know. So, number one reason for depression is failed relationships. So that's why you feel like this, okay? That's one reason why you feel like this. Narcissists, disordered people. Number one reason why we've classified these as disorders and what we've done is to identify that there are people that do not have success in relationships and jobs. Now, relationships are the hardest things for us. They're the hardest and the most important. Most important. We need relationships. We need people. You can't just... I know after these relationships, after a bad, abusive relationship, sometimes you want to recluse and we want to just go hide. We want to go out in the woods. We want to go out, you know, in a bunker under the ground. You know, we're just afraid. We just want to be around people and stuff. And that's a normal feeling. I understand that. Talk about this, man. Talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. I know there's people that don't want to listen. Don't tell them. Don't talk to them. Talk to people that want to listen. Talk to people that really care, you know, that have a really good insight and an outside perspective that'll really help you. You need to. You need to process these emotions. You know, that's why we're angry. Because we were sad and we were hurt and nobody ever made us feel better. So that turns to anger. And anger... You know, if we don't deal with anger and sadness and all these things, it turns to depression later. Because depression is looking back at your past, not being able to get over it. Unresolved issues, things like that. That causes depression, you guys. So, this relationship will cause depression. It's the number one reason. Narcissists and disordered people do not have success in relationships at all. They never will. Because they're disordered. That's why we call them disordered. They cannot have success. They cannot be productive members of society. It means they cannot produce anything. They cannot have healthy, functional relationships. It's really hard for them to be successful in their jobs and hold down jobs and careers. It's tough for them. I'm not saying they can't. It's tough. But they can't have healthy relationships with people, ever. They just can't. Disordered people cannot. That's what it's about. Relationships, relating to others, society, okay? So, you know, how do you have success, right? That's what it's all about. Don't keep doing this. And I know that sounds funny, but don't keep doing this. You know, don't get right back on that horse and date again if you don't know how. Learn how. Relationships are relationships. It doesn't matter who they're with. They can either be kind of, you know, this is who I see. It's my mailman I see every day. Maybe that's a relationship you have with your mailman every day. You always like to go out and say hi and see him and talk for a minute. Okay? Or they get really intense emotionally and you really love somebody and that relationship means a lot to you and it's really strong and, you know, start small. Okay? Start small, you guys. Do things with your friends that you're supposed to. Have healthy relationship with your friends. If your friends do things that bother you, tell them. If they're taking too fast, tell them. If they're making you do something that you don't want to do, tell them. Tell them, tell them, tell them. These are things you need to do, guys. It just causes bigger problems in emotionally intense relationships. Not so much problems with friends. But that's where you should start. With everyone. You need to be like this and healthy with every relationship, okay? So after this relationship, one of the first things you should start doing is evaluating every single relationship you had. If you lived with a narcissist or a borderline for many years and you didn't know, what about your friends? What about your family? Okay? You can't change disordered people, so there's no such thing as hope. You get them out. You cut them out of your life, period. If people are not supportive and they're abusive, you get rid of them. Okay? Strive for success. How you do it? You have to realize your part in your unsuccess. Okay? Things that you've been unsuccessful in, things that you have failed in your life, like relationships, you have to take ownership. If you don't, it'll stay with you forever. It will repeat itself over and over again. So the first step in taking care of yourself is understanding your part, understanding the choices you made to get you to where you are now are your choices. We open the door for these people and we don't leave. Okay? That's your choice. And if you don't understand this, you're never going to feel like you have control in your life. You're never going to realize that you do have a choice. You're never going to feel in control. So you don't need to be scared of people because you don't have to date anyone until you're ready. Okay? Don't date until you are ready. If all you get from this experience is it's their fault, you will do it again and again and again. Own your part. Abuse is not your fault. They abuse you. It's their fault. You didn't know. Now you know. Don't do it again. Okay? Learn for this. Make better choices. Make healthier choices. Different at the very least. Because the choices you made got you here. And if you can't see that, you'll keep doing it. And if you don't make different choices, you will do it over and over and over again. So, number one, different. At least different. Right? Be conscious and aware of your choices. Know what you are doing. Know how you feel. Ask yourself how you feel. Okay? Make yourself feel better. Take care of yourself. Nobody else out there to do that for you. If you don't want to do this again and you want success, what are you going to do differently? That's what you should ask yourself. What do I need to do differently? Because you can't do the same thing or you get the same results, right, guys? So start doing things differently. Okay? Different, at least. Be conscious. Be aware. Why am I doing this? Am I doing this because I'm afraid to be alone? Am I doing this because I'm afraid to lose them? Am I doing this because I need validation? Why am I doing this? What do I want? What do I need? Okay? Conscious, aware, insight. Have these things. Make better choices, okay, guys? That's the whole thing of this video. You want success where you've had failure, make better choices because you can't keep doing this. You can't do this again, right? You cannot do this again. You can't afford it. You can't do it. So don't fuck up again. So don't get right back on that horse if you haven't learned your damn lesson. If it's only the disordered person's fault and you think that you lived with someone or dated somebody or sat there and looked in the eyes of a disordered person and said, I love you, and you think it's only their fault, you won't learn nothing, okay? You'll just do it again. So take your time to date, right, until you learn how to do it. Because you don't want failure again. You can't have failure again. It will be worse. Trust me, it just gets worse. If you are feeling like this and you go date somebody, you're going to be afraid to lose them again. You'll stay in this shit, I promise. Okay? Thanks, guys. Just a brief message on how to be happy. So it's not be happy, or it's not strive for happiness. Be happy by striving for success. Be successful in your life. And that's where the happiness comes in. It's unquestionable. Okay? Thank you, guys. Ask me any questions. Vote thumbs up, thumbs down, please. Okay? And always love yourself first. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Danny Dog Productions.